This video is only for Tears of the Kingdom, not Breath of the Wild. There are a lot of useless armors. The elemental armor gives you a useless effect. Said useless effect can be given by some of the most common food in the game, and its special ability is the same as the soldier sword. So just use a good fuse item to said sword. You have the Sheikah armor, which gives you a good buff, but the Yiga armor gives the same buff unless you talk to Yiga clan members without getting attacked. And yes, the Sheikah armor has better defense, but it's stealth armor, so caught, you can just pull a Gordon Freeman and change clothes in 0.98 seconds. One more to note is the OG Breath of the Wild gear. The Tunic of Memories, as well as the well-worn hairband, are pretty pointless, as the Tunic of Memories is just the champion's tunic, but worse, and the hairband does actually nothing except get some fun dialogue from Purah. However, all of this has a use. The elemental armor gives you a unique buff that you can't get on other armors. The Sheikah armor has good defense, even if it means as much as having American health insurance. And the Breath of the Wild stuff is mainly there for nostalgia rather than practicality. This, however, cannot be said for the most pointless armor in the game. And that armor is the rubber armor. But first, what even is the rubber armor? It's armor made of rubber. Shocking, I know, which is pretty ironic because it makes you immune to electricity. One piece of armor will give you 33% electric resistance, 2 pieces of armor will give you 66% of electric resistance, and all 3 pieces of armor will make you completely shock resistant. Upgrade it twice by the fairy and you become immune to lightning strikes. It also looks like a fish. Now this is all well and good. What could possibly make it bad? After all, it has power after power. What could Oh, I see. The Thunderhelm makes the rubber armor worthless. End of story. The Thunderhelm, no upgrades, makes lightning enemies and lightning strikes do nothing to you. So you can wear one piece of armor and have the effect of an entire set plus its special ability. Because the Thunderhelm is only a helmet, you can wear 2 more pieces of clothing to either give you better defense or another buff. Now you can upgrade the rubber armor, and you cannot upgrade the Thunderhelm. So the Thunderhelm is stuck at free defense, while the rubber armor can go all the way to 60. So clearly the champion's tunic gives you 32, that and some maxed out pants gets you all the way to 55. Plus upgrading the soldier pants gets you even more than the rubber armor, all the way to 63. Not to mention that you can put other armor on, like the barbarian armor to give you better damage, or weather armor in order to survive the desert, a place with a lot of electric enemies. Let's talk about how easy it is to get. If the rubber armor is worse, then getting it should be easier than Link getting into Pious Pants. But no, somewhat. To get the Thunderhelm, you need to take out these free Yiga outposts, kill the Blade Master and Soldier, get the Yiga set, then go to the desert where their hideout is, and beat their little challenge 3 times, and boom, Thunderhelm. For the rubber, you have to find each piece in a different cave, so you have to go spelunking and find their respective chests. And yeah, fine, the rubber armor is easier to get, but not easier to find. You can call me dumb, but I got the Thunderhelm and a max level champion's tunic and soldier armor before any piece of rubber armor. So if you know what you're doing, yeah, the rubber armor is as easy to get as jerking off. But much like jerking off, you don't know what you're doing, so what's the point? Okay, but surely it's easier to upgrade, right? After all, the champion's tunic takes 2 pieces of each light dragon body part, and a bunch of Cendalines and Silent Princesses. And the soldier pants are a big challenge upgrading. Okay, but those are the best defensive items in the game. So while you're working on the baby's worst nightmare, you're not working on getting the best armor in the game. And if you want to talk about hard to upgrade, the rubber armor is just dumb. A lot of parts are just plants or rare monster parts, which, yeah, you can farm and look for a guide. But yet again, the champion's tunic and soldier parts also have those. But that's the thing. The rubber armor might just be as bad as the best armor in the game to upgrade. So why would you not get the tunic, soldier pants, and Thunderhelm, the best set against lightning, remind you, instead get some rubber that Link's going to use for a condom later? Okay, but early game surely is where it's good, right? You can't get the light dragon, Lionels are kicking your butt, and you don't have memories to get princesses. This is where rubber armor is good, right? Okay, but here's the thing, bud. You still shouldn't get the rubber armor, because its buff is also pointless. See, electric resistance was, most likely, made because fire and ice enemies get one-shotted by the opposite element. So to give the player a counter to lightning enemies, they made lightning defense. Only lightning enemies are not a common sight. Think about it. You got lightning, Keese, and Choo-Choo, but Keese have 1 health and elemental Choo-Choo die in 1 hit when they're charged up. meaning, much like a Reddit mod, you can just throw an apple at them and they'll die. Gleeoks are a big danger, but you shouldn't fight them until the late game, aka when you have the Thunderhelm. The electrical Zalfos are pretty bad, but not only do they hang out in only the rainforest and desert, but they only have 2 attacks that are lightning based. Wizrobes are tough, but you'll be after their wand, and your best bet with them is to sell the gems that power their wands. So you could just ignore them and one-shot fire and ice witches. Jizzrobes also only use lightning attacks, as do Shocklikes and the Lightning Dragon, so you could just use the Thunderhelm. You don't need to get the Champion's Tunic and Soldier Pants. You got normal enemies that use the Shock Fruit and Captain Robots that can fuse lightning stuff to their weapons, but they are so early game, you don't need a defensive against it. You don't need rubber armor at all. Something else to note is that the desert is where most electric enemies hang out. But Link has to worry about heating and freezing there, and you need the whole set to be lightning proof. Because you only need 2 pieces of the Gerudo Vo armor to be completely heat proof, you can wear the pants and that to make Link super sexy, to keep Link from overheating, and wear the Thunderhelm in order to stay shock proof. Speaking of the Gerudo armor, if you get the whole thing upgraded twice by the fairies, you get a level 2 shock resistance. That's 66% lightning damage gone, and far easier to get than going mining for the rubber armor, as all of it's sold in one area, and is much easier to upgrade, whereas you just need choo-choo jelly and flowers. That's it. Add 1 shock resistance food, and you yourself are lightning proof. Now, I'm not talking about food in this video, as you could say that all non-defensive / unique buff armors are pointless, but it is still worth bringing up, as it's another reason not to get this damn armor. Okay, but one thing you might be wondering is, why am I not bringing up and I'm just gonna say Z's helmet the same praises as the Thunderhelm and calling the retail armor trash? Well, 1, the retail armor is just sold in a shop, not being in a random mine. And 2, Z's helmet cannot protect Link from the cold. Unlike the retail armor, Z's helmet only protects him from freezing. So Z's helmet is good against fighting ice enemies in non-cold places, while the retail armor is better in said cold areas, as it can be upgraded, unlike the helmet. To give the same idea to the rubber armor and Thunderhelm, if the Thunderhelm only worked against lightning strikes and not lightning enemies, all my problems with the rubber armor would be like Valve's ability to count to free, non-existent. I hope you enjoyed this little rant about rubber armor. Like I said at the start, a lot of armor is pointless when you think about it, but I think the rubber armor is the most pointless. Thank you for watching, and please enjoy your day. That is a threat.